Okay, so it's a very foggy day here in Altadena, California, and what you're looking at right now is Pine Canyon. And up on the west side of the canyon, or the left side of the canyon, there's a mine called the Kerry Mine that we're gonna look for. It's probably about another 1,000 feet above us, and it's gonna require some very sketchy scrambling to get to, but we're gonna look for it today, and hopefully we can find it so I can show it to you guys. Okay, so that's Pine Canyon over there, and again the mine is on the left side of the canyon. It's somewhere up there, and this is the ridge we're hiking up, and as you can see it's brutally steep, and the fog is breaking a bit right now, and down over here is Rubio Canyon. And yeah, it's gonna be a tough climb up there. It's pretty hot and humid. Okay, right here is this 5 to 10 foot prospect. You can see the end of it right there. And apparently this is called the Summit Mine, and it's the highest mine here in Pine Canyon. And this is a good sign. It means we're getting really close to the Kerry Mine. Alright, so we found it. This is the portal of the Kerry Mine. It was definitely not easy to find, but let's go look inside. Alright, so I'm inside the Kerry Mine right now, and if you look behind me, you'll see that there's just a ton of stuff in here. And I guess I better explain the story. During World War II in the 1940s, a draft dodger came up here and lived inside this mine to avoid getting sent off to war and probably getting arrested as well. And this is all of his stuff, and it's still left here almost 80 years later. It's extraordinary. And well, I guess I better start right at the entrance. You can see that there's a door frame right here. He put a door on the mine, and apparently his loyal friends came up here and visited him sometimes without ratting him out. And it almost looks like there's writing on the door. Maybe that's just watermarks, I don't know. And right here is a pot. Probably cooked a lot of meals out of that one. And this might be the most extraordinary thing in here. It's this record player. This one is hand cranked. Look at that. Apparently it's a Victrola. I don't know too much about these old ones, but that is awesome. And it's rumored that he took this out of the Echo Mountain House after it closed. I mean, there's no way of knowing for sure, but it's just rumored that, because it kind of makes sense, because the time frames fit when the resort was abandoned and when he was living here. And that's the mechanism that would turn the turntable. That is really awesome. And right there's a ton of broken bottles and jars and whatnot. And right here is this shovel. So right here's a bunch of storage containers right next to the shovel right here, and up here there's this little shelf that he stored his food on. I tried making this out. I couldn't exactly see what it says. I know it says delicious foods at the bottom, but that doesn't really help me, and whatever's in there is really gross looking. I mean, it's 80 years old. Must taste pretty good. And there's another bottle down there. And just a bunch of miscellaneous stuff in here, probably parts of an old stove they cooked on and used to keep warm during the winter. And there's a window frame right there. I'm guessing that went on the door, possibly. Maybe. And another cool jar right here. The label's missing though. And this is probably an oil can for the stove. And looking over here is this glass bottle full of yellow stuff. Hopefully that's mellow yellow, not anything else. And that's something else too. I don't know exactly what that is. And this is what it looks like looking down into the mine. You can see there's some makeshift supports up there. And right here, I think this is carnation malted milk, natural flavor. That is really awesome. And yeah, let's go explore the mine. It's not too extensive, it's pretty short. But I know I'm not alone in here. When I came in here, I saw a rat run back there. But yeah, you can see he set this up, probably to keep rocks from falling on him. It almost looks like there's like a table right here. Maybe that was his bed. I don't know. And there's something else right there. I don't know what that is. And you can see this mine is pretty sketchy, that there's some collapses right here. All of this came down on here, and let's see what this says. Baking quality guaranteed. Huh. Some sort of stove maybe. That's interesting. And as you can see, the mine just ends right over here. And there's another minor collapse right here. Yeah, that's the end. Just a bunch of sticks back there, and you can see looking up into the void where all of this debris fell down. So yeah, that's pretty much the extent of this mine, but man, was it interesting. All that stuff is just extraordinary. Okay, so heading out, I just noticed right next to the stove thing is a lid of some sort of jar, and there's a fork on it. Can you see that? Alright, so I figured I'd give a little history of the mine. If this is the Kerry Mine, which I'm not exactly sure it is, then it was dug in the late 1800s by the Loris Gold Mining Company. But the thing is, there was a description of the Carrie Mine by some resident of Pasadena, and he described the mine as being a crosscut tunnel, and then there was two drifts, one to the east and one to the west. But as you can see, this is just a straight tunnel that dead ends, so I'm not sure that this is actually the Carrie Mine. The Carrie Mine is probably somewhere else on the west wall of Pine Canyon, probably buried by landslides, or maybe it just hasn't been found yet.